Okay. So the live, do I read it and respond to it in quick Q&A?
Okay, welcome, everybody. Let's see who has joined us. Let's see if we can see how many people have joined. Welcome if you're joining us. Welcome. Okay, I can see one person has joined us. Welcome. Uh, if you're joining, let's know where you're joining from. Okay, if I can see you. Thank you, Ife. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. So we're just going to wait for more people to join us. And as you join, please let us know where you're joining from. I have my lovely guest here. Hello, Aderonke. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. We've got Gifty Kawaku G here. Welcome. Welcome. Please let's share. Let's remind everybody that we are here. Can you see the chat so you can engage with everyone?
Yeah, I can say.
Good. Okay, welcome everybody. I don't know if you people are as excited as I am because I want to hear full gist tonight. So please when you join, please let's know where you're joining from. Let's know if you're Bola's friend, if you're Bola's family, what's the relationship with Bola. And let's remind everybody, let's get everybody here, let's get everybody to join. Hello, Abimbola Owosheni. Thank you for joining us.
Nigeria.
Thank you. And I'm conscious of the fact that I know that some people are going to join us afterwards. So people watch afterwards. So it's not just those who join us now. So again, um, share with friends, share with family, share with share with enemies self. Let them come and listen. Oh, G from Shillington. Where's Shillington, Jean? Good evening, ladies. Where's Shillington? Where's that? Is that in the UK or South Africa or
That's
where's
just
that?
randomly coming from me here.
Okay. Where's that? Joining from United States of Ijebu, Nigeria. I love it. We're also like that. It's very unique. Thank you for joining us all the way from the United States of Ijebu. Thank you. God bless you. If you're joining us, a very warm welcome. Professor Wesheni is from Ibadan. Thank you. Thank you. Is that Sa or Sabi or Ma?
No, it's Ma.
Is Ma. Thank you, Ma, for joining us. Thank you. So this is Story Before Glory. This is the platform that we share life transforming stories. My guests come in to share their stories to the glory of God. Thank you, Modupe from West Sussex. Thank you, Bumi from Birmingham. Thank you. And it's ramping up nicely. And I know our people, they will join, but they might join later on. Lola from Essex, I just want to acknowledge you. I want to
Oh, hey,
recognize you.
Lola.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. So a bit about what we do on this platform. So on this platform, like we're going to be witnessing today, we share stories, life, true life stories, life transforming, life impacting stories. My last guest was a doctor who had OCT, and now she's a doctor. Before then was another friend who had gone through cancer, and God did miraculous things. So thank you so much. Thank you. Is it Aramide? Thank you for joining. Good evening,
Hello,
everyone.
good evening.
Bolani from Teamsmade. Bolani, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining, and we are going to kick off soon. So my name is Adirunke Adibajo. I'm your host, and I'm going to be the one that is talking us through. Welcome for me. So I've got some of my team in there. So we're going to be sharing details later on about Bola, how you can contact Bola. So watch out for those links. Bookie from Chelmsford, thank you for joining. With
Okay.
ramping up, but just keep let's keep inviting people. Let's keep talking and telling people. Bola, I forgot to tell you that I actually created a video for today, and I forgot to share with you.
It's okay.
About Caroline. Hey, hi Caroline. That's my community from Kampala, Uganda. You're
Hello,
very welcome.
Caroline. Oh,
Yes.
hello, Flake.
So
Wow.
hello, Fola Adekola, you're welcome. My dear bro. Okay. So today, um, I'm hoping that as we go along, Bola and I are not going to get emotional. So, welcome,
Okay.
Adishola. Hello, Adebola. Hello, host extraordinary. Okay, joining from Lagos. Thank you, Adishola. So, Adishola was our first guest. She was the guest that shared her story about a cancer experience. Please go
Yeah,
back and watch. I think we've had quite a lot of views on there, over almost 500 views about her extraordinary story. And I'm sure it's going to be the same thing. For Look Airway, thank you so much for joining.
thank you.
Central Bedfordshire, again, thank you for joining. Okay,
No
so
problem.
the reason why I said I hope I don't get emotional was because I have um some insights and connection with the story too. So the story that you've witnessed, you've been part of the story. There's a possibility that, as we go through today, there's going to be a bit of trigger. It's going to bring back memories. It's going to bring back, the holding hands, the prayers, and so on. What did you put?
I'll come
You
and
got
teach you one day.
you got your tissue. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I will use my top. I don't think I remember tissue, but I'll use my top. But thank you everybody for joining, and we're gonna kick off now because I think we've got a good number that we're gonna join. That we're gonna kick off today. So. Again, thank you for joining. This is Story Before Glory. This is the platform where we share life transforming real life stories about different challenges and how God has come through for us. So it's a faith platform, but we also talk about practical life steps inspired by the Holy Spirit that you can also use. So I was saying earlier on that I created a short video for today. Now, the reason why I created the video was because I thought to myself, some people might think, oh, today's discussion is going to be about autism moms. So, no, they're fine because they don't have children that are autistic. No, big error, mistake, the whole essence of real life stories like this is, apart from the fact that it's inspirational, it encourages, there
That's
is
right.
no way you will not pick up something that you can use in your area of life, whether it's the resilience, whether it's dogged faith with God, whether it's the relationship, impact of relationship. There was something you will learn, and there's also something you will unlearn. There's something you will catch, you just a light bulb moment you just have. And we might also have what we call our God moments. The people that have been coming, when we say the God moment, they know what will happen with the God moment. Anything can happen on this platform. We can break into tongues, we can start to cry, we can start to fellowship as the Holy Spirit takes control. Anything can happen. There can be a personal encounter. People can give their lives. People, when we're not in church, it's church without walls now, but we're conscious of the fact that, you know, we've given the Holy Spirit free hand to do whatever it is that He wants to do here. So, moving on swiftly, where are we going to start with my surely with my very personal person? So, I like to start with the introduction. Who is Bola Loye? That's It's very easy to start with that one. Let's just start with that one and we move from there.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, my dear friend. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Story Before Glory. For those who know me, I'm gonna have to repeat myself. For those who are seeing me, meeting me, knowing me for the first time, so my name is Bola Loye. Full name is Bolanle Loye, or Bolanle Temitope Loye. Um, so I'm a mother of three wonderful, beautiful boys, now men, married to my dear husband,
Mm,
February. We are like two peas in a pod, if that's a positive thing. Yeah, it's
yes.
always together, yeah. So, I mean, to my very good friend, my best friend. And who am I? I'm not going to go so much into the family. It's pretty much who am I? Who do I think I am? I am a fun loving individual. You know, I am a fun loving individual. I love God.
Mm,
I love enjoying myself. I love life, basically. I'm one of those people you will call the life of a party. I can build a community around myself anyway. If you leave me on an island, I will thrive because I will create, even the trees will start to talk with me eventually, not in a mad way, but
mm,
yeah. So I'm a very bubbly person. I'm a very positive person as well. And I believe that I'm an encourager as well. Um, Getting to know me, I love children. I love working with children. I love doing things with children. I kind of think I blend more with the younger age.
I think so too.
So yeah, I'm more like that Gen Z auntie kind of thing, you know. But yeah, I'm a lover of Christ. I mean, my faith is quite strong. I've seen God in different ways, many ways. You know, I'm just sold out to God. Um, yeah, what do I do for a living? I'm a business analyst. I've got a project management background. A full-time mom, full-time career, full-time wife, full-time everything. And then one thing about me that I'll say tonight is I just get on with things. I haven't got room for mushy mushy. I haven't got room for. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that is me. I
Mm,
get on with things. If my tire goes flat on the street, if I
mm.
have my ways, I will fix it myself.
In fact, I can attest to that. She will climb the wall to go and remove something. She will climb curtains. I don't know
You
what she's
know.
doing.
So yeah, so that's me really. And also I'm a community person. I
Mm,
love impacting in people's life, communities. I like being part of something positive, and I'm an optimist,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that just says it all. So I'll
You
just
used
leave
to
it at that
be
for now.
a
I could
Sunday school,
go.
you were a Sunday school teacher. Are you still a Sunday school? Because you've always been
Yeah,
Sunday.
so yeah, I'm a Sunday school teacher. I had my Sunday school in my previous church for so long, and then here now someone else is heading it, but I'm still part of Sunday school.
I
I've
can
said
imagine.
several times that I don't want to do Sunday school. I want to do something else, but I still end up finding myself in the Sunday school. So I think when it's your calling, it's your
Yes,
calling. Even if
yes.
you run away from it, you find your way yourself back in it. Yeah. So yeah. So that's about it for now.
Mm. Oh, wow. Okay. Hello, for those who are joining us. Hello, Bola. Hello, everybody. Hello, Anne. Thank you. At Muba Meke, thank you for joining us. Good evening, everyone, for just welcoming.
Okay.
So, Bola was just introducing herself. So, moving on swiftly.
Yeah.
So, I think I'm going to start with, let's start at the beginning, which is where we normally do start from. You know, while you were talking, I was trying to remember how long have I known Bola for? About so close to 30, so about 30 years thereabout, you know.
More
So
than.
more than that, exactly, on and off. So, you know, you had your first child, you had your second child. Were you expecting a third child?
Okay, good one. No, I wasn't.
Because thinking about
That's
it, I was
it.
thinking if I
You actually
remember.
You actually got me there. So I'll make it very quick. No, I
Mm,
wasn't expecting a third child.
mhm,
So I had my first child, and almost one Olympic later, I had a second one,
mm.
which meant that there were like 4 years gap between them. And I really wanted a girl. I've always wanted a girl. And the girl didn't come, and nothing was happening. And I gave up after God knows how many years. And I put away everything that had to do with baby in
Mm,
my house. I threw them away, gave them out. And I was so sure that I was done
mm,
because I was on the very big side. I'd lost so much weight. I was kind of getting back to myself pre-marriage and all of that. And boom, somebody turned up. In fact, it was a big deal to even tell my husband that I was pregnant. And so I was thinking, yes, I'm going to have a boy, a girl. So I
mm,
went ahead and bought girly, pinky stuff. And so I went for this scan. And the second scan, I got in and I saw straight away, oh, it's going to be a boy. And the midwife
mm,
was like, how did you know? I said, I've been there twice. So I can
mm,
see the obvious. And one of my friends, bless her, I'm sure she's online, laughed at me and she really laughed, told her husband about me, blah, blah, blah. She was expecting a boy. So she
mm,
had a girl, three. I had boy, three. So I
mm,
wasn't expecting, but I was still grateful because it doesn't matter what I had.
mm,
Which,
mm,
I mean, if I were to choose, I chose a girl, but God
mm,
gave me what God felt was right for me, and I accepted that. And
mm.
yeah, so I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
to have any more kids. I thought I was done.
As we're about to start now, I just remember that yes, if I remember, everything had been cleared, signed off. And in terms of Bala liking, wanting girls or liking female, in fact, I remember anytime I take my daughter to Bala, she would do my daughter's hair. In fact, she used to bring other people's female children to our house to do sleepover, not our own, no. She will bring, I remember that you would bring, there was my daughter, and then there
That's
was
fine.
another neighbor's daughter, and then there was another girl. And I'm like, if you enter house, at times you can see up to like maybe 10 children. And
Yeah, there was one
she's
time I had
so,
seven
yes,
sleepover.
so comfortable. So you had your child. When did you know? And when was the diagnosis? When did you begin to, how did you know that yes, the child that you have had some kind of disability before we then move? And is that the right terminology? Because I think
I
in
was
the
going to I was going to wait for you to finish.
yes, please
So
correct me. I was trying to remember because you said that it
yeah,
is not
everybody know
our children do
autism.
not have any.
Autism is not a disability; it's a
Thank
neurological condition,
you.
and
Yes,
it's not a disability at all. I
yes.
was speaking to a few friends earlier today, and one was asking me, "So, what then is a disability?" I kind of struggled a bit to explain disability, but I explained autism. Autism
Mm,
is a neurological condition that can affect human beings or individuals in one or many ways. It could be speech and language, it could be social interaction, cognitive ability, and sorry, I always forget the fourth one. Anyway, so it's the way the brain is wired and how the individual perceive life, understands life, process things. They may have different struggles, and in a way, they say we all struggle or we are all autistic one way or the other. And I
mm,
think the individuals that are tagged as autistic individual is probably because their condition is more heightened. So
mm,
look at it this way: you wake up every morning, you do the same thing, repetitive behavior, you do the same thing over and over and over again.
yeah.
Because you're managing it, you can do it on your own without anyone noticing. Does not mean that. So it's just so many different things. Let me not even go into the details of the autism tonight because we'll be here forever.
We'll do a lecture
So
on that.
in terms of when I found out that my son is autistic. So when I had him, it was fine. Everything was fine. I had a normal. In fact, Roka, you were the last guest I had at the hospital before I had the baby because I walked you to the lift and came back and the baby just boom came.
Sorry,
So
can I just acknowledge my husband because he nobody does it, and I know it's because of you. My husband came up because of you.
oh, thank you, brother.
He's a new sick. He's calling you Bolingo, Bolingo. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So it got to I think age two. By age two, I realized he wasn't talking. I realized he was just doing his own thing and he wasn't sleeping. So I thought, oh, he's not talking simply because his older brother, the middle one, is about 7 years older or plus. And I thought, okay, he's not talking because we are all almost adults in the house. So maybe we're talking too fast. Maybe he's not catching up. So when it turned to, I put him into a preschool. That okay, let him be with children his age and all of that. And he still wasn't talking, but he would do some things like he would line up his toys from the entrance of the house all the way through the corridor into the sitting room. He would do, and those things meant nothing to me. I just thought he was so happy doing whatever he was doing.
That's
And
playing.
school called up to say, he's been with us for 4 weeks or so, and they realized that he did not have any word in his vocabulary. He was just blabbing, 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 blabbing. I'm like, okay, we noticed that. Hence the reason why we brought him to school and preschool. And so from there, he got referred to speech and language therapy. And we started doing that. We had the group one, we had the individual one. It was still blabbing. And he would just sit in front of the sliding door doing his own thing. Is what I understand now to be, he was just in his own world. It's like, unless he wants something, nobody else existed.
Wow.
So
So
we went
that's their
through
own view. That's his own view of the world.
of the world. Yeah,
So he's in his own world, he's in his own bubble, he's in own, yeah.
that's right. So we went through all the appointments and then we got referred to the pediatrician. And I remember the second appointment, the pediatric, no, the first one, it was the adult assessment. And the pediatrician said, have you thought maybe this child might be autistic? I had a friend whose son is autistic. That's my first encounter of being close to someone who is on the autism spectrum disorder. And I said, oh, no, 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 no. My son is not, my child is not, it cannot be. My friend's son is autistic. It's nothing like that. They're not, da, 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 da. And she just said, okay, just take all these leaflets, go away, and then we'll meet again in 4 weeks. So I read those leaflets, and everything that I was doing started to make sense to me.
Wow.
I started to understand the meaning of lining his toys in a single file,
What does
all
that
the
mean?
repetitive things he was doing. So I started, that was actually the beginning of my education about his condition, like even though I was still in denial. So I went back for the appointment and the doctor said, no, he had another one. And then the third one, doctor said, I'm going to have to diagnose him because this is what it is. It is autism. Is these are more leaflets for you to look into. And my heart sank. And I thought, what do I do? I don't know. It can only be grace. So I said to her, I said, okay, you do what you're trained to do, and I'll do what I know to do. So go ahead and diagnose him. And she diagnosed him with autism with severe communication disorder because he wasn't talking. And she said, okay, so if I do that, what is it that you're then going to do? I said, I know to go to my God and pray. And that was what I said. I said, I know to go on my knees and pray to my God. So I'm not going to stop you from doing whatever you have to do, refer him to whatever intervention he needs. It's fine. I'll still do what I know to do. So yeah, that was it. And the journey began. How did I feel? My husband was on holiday in Nigeria at the time. I couldn't tell him. I couldn't bring it out of myself to say, this is what happened. I just said the appointment was okay. We'll go back. And then I kept the, what's it called? I kept the diagnosis letter in my bag. I'll take it to church every Sunday. I'll put my hand, pray on it, do everything, do this, do that.
Nice.
Until one day, maybe like 5 weeks after, because I was watching him and I was researching. And we had a guest because my sister was on holiday. We had a guest who came to see my sister, and she was a doctor. I mean, she's a doctor, and She had never seen me before. She had never been to my house before, and he was just playing. And she said, "Oh, it's amazing how autistic children can be so alike or something around,
Oh
can
wow.
be similar but have different from
Mm.
characteristics or something like that." And I'm thinking, what made you think he's autistic?
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, what made you think he's autistic?" He said, "Oh, do you not know? I'm sorry for saying that." I said, "No, no,
Mm.
no, no, no. Just tell me." This time it was just me and her in the living room. She said,
Mm.
"Oh, because he's doing this, he's doing that, all those things I've read about." And she said, "My cousins, no, my brother's son, blah blah blah." And she shared their experience with me. She said, "Listen, if there's anything I can advise you, do not stay in denial for too long.
Wow.
Whatever help you need to get for him, get it now. Early intervention is the best solution to any
Mm.
problem." And that was like a changing moment.
Mm.
That changed totally.
Everything.
Until then was when I told my husband, because I couldn't bring myself to say it. It felt like if I said it, then
You
it
are going
sticks.
through it. Yes.
You
Yes.
know, if I
Yes.
said it, then it sticks. So I just thought, okay, oh, I
Mm.
can't confess this
Yes. Yes.
about him. So yeah,
So, and for me, that's kind of like aligns bit. You know what is when we talk about faith, about not saying what we do not agree with. But what you said, that president said to you, do not stay in denial for too long. Reminds me of someone's story that I heard about when someone was sharing with me that what the doctors say with patients that have, so I know I'm going a bit extreme, what doctors say with patients that have cancer is that, especially with Africans, once it's been diagnosed, because of denial, people go away. And then when they go away, you know, sort of like ignoring it, by the time they come back, it can be about a month after or 2 months after, then it's worse. So some
yeah.
of the things that they could have done to capture so that they could have begun the journey, so again, I'm just to highlight what you shared about, yes, we can still be in a place of faith. We can still be in a place where we're believing God, that God, I acknowledge this even in therapy because I'm a therapist. One of the first thing when you're dealing with any situation is the first thing is acknowledgement. Acknowledge that you have this. Acknowledge you're dealing with this. Acknowledge you're living with depression. Name it. It's almost like naming and shaming so that we can begin to deal with it and prayerfully continue that journey. Thank you for that. So one of the things when we were talking was that when you then got this, so in terms of your faith, because this is why we're here, what happened to your faith? Because the times when some of this happens, depending on where we are, depending on how we feel, some people get angry with God. Some people don't want to talk to God. Some people cancel God. Some people don't want to go to church, depending on where you're. What was it like for you?
Okay, so for me, I'll take it back to being a Sunday school teacher, and I've been a Sunday school teacher since age 14, basically. Yeah, back home, and I've been helping in Sunday school since age 14. I became a Sunday school teacher when I started uni, and at the time when I had my son at the church, I think between October and February, about 7 families had babies in that window.
Mm,
So I'm Sunday school teacher. 7 of us had babies. All the children were growing together. I could see the
mm,
difference.
wow.
So when this happened, I must be honest because at a point that period, I felt like, why me? I
Mm,
questioned God. I
mhm,
had moments of, is this what I'm going to, especially when it's really challenging.
mm,
Nights when the child is not sleeping. I've
mm,
always been a full-time career mother. And especially times when the child is not sleeping, I've got to get out of the house like 10 past 6 in the morning to get to work. 2 o'clock, we're still rocking on our back. And those moments, I'm questioning God like in millions. Why
mm,
me? Why this?
mm.
Is this what I get for serving you?
Mm.
And
Wow.
I'll think and I'll say those things, and then I'll ask myself, if I'm saying why me, am I then saying why not
Why
the
me?
next person or the next
Mm,
person? No, that's not what I'm saying.
mm.
But why do I have to go through this?
Yes.
Why in my ministry? Why am I? What
Mm,
could it be? What is it? So it took me a long time with lots of questioning, praying. I know that I don't want to be in that space.
mm,
And I will keep on reflecting and reflecting until one day I believe God ministered to me. There is a reason and a purpose for everything.
wow.
Somebody might say, oh, are you saying that God
Please,
gave
somebody
you?
type that in. There is a reason and a purpose for everything. Please help me type it in the chat. Sorry, go on. Go on,
Yeah,
go on.
and somebody might say, oh, are you saying God gave you a child with autism and that's a good thing? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, no matter what comes my way, that's the comfort the Holy Spirit gave me. No matter what comes my way, I will never leave nor forsake you, is the word that I was holding on to. And it wasn't like it happened in a day, it was a process.
Yes.
Because I remember when we were in Sunday school, the child wasn't talking. You know, children can be very innocently mean, because
Me.
anything that does not familiar to them, feel familiar to them, they don't
Mm,
want to associate with. So he will
mm,
come in and his age mates, they'll be talking, he'll be blah, 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 doing his story, doing his own thing. And
mm.
I remember very for one day that he reached out to another child. And I was sitting there. And you know what? I was
Upset.
happy, I was elated, I was
Mm.
joyful because he actually initiated play,
Oh, wow.
which is
Wow.
a difficult thing, which is not something that comes easily. And
Mm.
the child he reached out to went, don't touch me. No,
Oh.
because they were pants, he was still in diaper. They were
Mm.
talking, he was still blabbering like a baby. So
Mm.
so it was a mixed feeling day. I was
Yeah.
happy that he initiated play. I was sad that he was rejected. So it really took a lot of time. So now working on myself, reaching out, praying. And I think another thing that really helped me is I have it down that whatever I do today, I must not forget to mention this. So at this point, I was speaking to my dear sister, now my pastor, Pastor Eni, and she said, "Have you spoken to my husband, who that is late Pastor Femi Idowu of
Mm.
blessed memory, may his soul continue to rest in peace." And he
Mm.
said, "Have you spoken to my husband? You know, he's a GP, he has a healing ministry, and da, 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 da." So I thought, okay, let's go there.
Mm.
And you know, we went. I took Daniel there, and I made an appointment with him this Sunday evening. And we got there. I was expecting him to lay his hand on him and pray. And no, what did he do? He said, do you know the difference between faith and hope?
Mm.
And he broke it down. And that stayed with me forever. He said, what is faith and what is hope? And
Mm.
I was just jabbing my own interpretation of
Thanks
yes,
for how
faith,
you do.
evidence of things not seen. Da, 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 da. He said,
Mm.
no, no, no. I didn't say quote the Bible for me. What is the difference between? And then he said, if you don't know, say you don't. I said, excuse me, sir, I don't know. At that point, I'm thinking in my head, I brought a child so you can lay your hand and I
Exactly.
pray. You are asking me what is, I didn't come for Bible study. But you know
Mm.
what? It taught me to stand on the word.
Word of God.
It
Come on.
broke the word down for me
Standing
and
on
taught
the
me
word
to
of God.
the word
Type
down,
that
how
for us,
to
please.
apply it. It taught me to stand on the word. And he explained to me that faith is, you know, you see where you're going
Mhm.
and you're going somewhere, you can see where you're going.
Mhm.
Hope is that thing that gets you moving every day towards your faith,
Towards you.
every
Wow.
day till they come together. Hope is that thing that doesn't let you give up,
Mm.
that lets you see light at the end of the tunnel, because
Mm.
the light you're saying is the faith.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So I married that together and I was like, wow. And he said to me, look at this child, begin to see. So that is where he was going. Begin to see where you want to see him in 5 years' time,
Oh, yeah.
in 10 years' time, in
Um,
15 years' time.
wow.
Once you see it, don't give up. Hold on to hope and keep on moving. And I can tell you,
Mm,
I'm a living testimony of that.
yeah.
Because everything these days, when I see that, okay, I want Daniel to be able to do this, I just put it in that this is my faith that Daniel will do this. And then that hope keeps making me believe and see that it will happen, it will happen. And I can tell you, it does happen.
That's the strategy. That is, we have to stop there and we have to dissect that one. That is a strategy where, please help us break it down again. So, faith is because of the way he broke it down for you, you have been able to apply it,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and you were able to still apply it. So
Oh,
please
yeah.
come and teach us because that was just a God moment there, where your faith and your hope. So you have a faith, you have a vision, you can see where it is that you want to go, but it is the hope that keeps
Keep
propelling you
going.
towards that thing. Because
That's
if
it.
not, you will give up. So
Yes.
I want everybody, what is that thing that you are trusting God for as you are listening to us? Have a vision of it. And you know
Yeah.
what? Very practical. You know, Dr. Femi of blessed memory, honestly, very practical.
Very
It gives
critical.
practical examples. And you know what just struck me as you said it? When Abraham is Abraham, when Abraham was struggling to understand what God was saying, God had to take him outside and say, see the stars,
Hmm.
see the stars in the sky, so you had to see 5 years, you had to see 10
To
years,
see
you had to see
this.
50 years. And the funniest thing, as you were talking, I actually remember that day because you called me when you were going
When, yeah.
and you called me when you were coming. I actually remember that day because I was thinking to myself that, okay, so maybe now they started praying, they started laying the hands, they started speaking in the tongues, expecting it to be deliverance. Wow. Honestly,
Yeah, so it wasn't anything like that. And I actually left feeling very empowered, very
excellent.
rich in knowledge.
Mm,
And he also then gave me a word to stand on.
mm.
And the
We need
word is
that.
in, I think, Psalm 8:2, out of the mouth of babes and suckling um, shall
Yes.
strength be ordained. And
Yes.
I lay hands on this child every day and say, out of your mouth shall praises, shall power, shall strength be ordained. And I did that every day and I believed it. And let me just bring that to one conclusion. I did that every day. The child, along the line, one of the appointments, the pediatrician said to me, Mrs. Laurier, I'm just going to say, do not raise your hope. This child is going to be non-verbal.
Ha.
But at that time, my faith was so strong. I said, okay, let's see. Because in my head, I don't say to doctors, don't say this, don't say that. I
Mm,
just said to myself, whatever is clinical, medical, it's okay. But I know where I'm going.
mm,
And I always just say a prayer to God that, God, whatever this child needs now
mm,
for the future,
mm,
to succeed, to do whatever, please bring it to my knowledge, bring
mm,
someone like a helper to let me
mm.
know now.
Come
If
on.
there's anything I've ever prayed about, is never let me look back and say, I wish I had done this or
Wow.
I wish I had done that. So, because what you know, what you don't know, you don't know.
Exactly.
And knowledge is power.
Yes. If you're ignorant
So,
of it, you're ignorant of it. There's nothing you can do.
yeah, so, and that was it. And the journey just
So
went
you
on.
started declaring. So I just
Yeah,
wanted to highlight that what you meant. So they told you that don't even think is going to be a non-verbal child.
yeah, yeah.
Please, what's happening with him now?
Now he's talking, he's telling me, Mom, in fact, we had a heated argument before he went to his youth club this evening because
Can you
I
imagine?
wanted him to go quickly so I could come back and get ready. And he was telling me, no, I don't want to go now. I don't leave the house until so time. It's I mean, is
So full conversation.
no, it's
It
having full conversation. Is
conversation, yeah,
yeah.
because I still heard him. And I'm stressing this so that our listeners will understand, the power of prayer, the power of the faith and the hope that makes. So what you saw 5 years ahead, what you saw 10 years ahead is manifesting. Last week when we were still going through some things together for this thing, it came on. He said, "Hello, auntie," but it communicates effectively. I'm not talking of the communication that you cannot hear. That is the power of what we're talking about, of the miracle that God has done. So we're not even just here to just say, okay, the journey. She's seeing the evidence of the affirmation, the praying, the putting her hand on the mouth, the constant declaration, the standing on the word. We can see it.
Yeah, and God has been so faithful. And another thing that is I would like to also talk about is the support I've had.
Mm,
You
yes.
know, in this journey is just phenomenal. Um, yeah, it's just phenomenal because I'm one person that, like I said at the beginning, if I'm on an island, I'll build a community of trees and stones and water around me. We'll communicate, we'll play, we'll do throw water into. I just love people. I'm just a people person. I just love being around people. I just love being with people. At the time when it was really hard, it was really difficult. He wasn't talking. He was still in diaper. I
Mm,
don't know when he's in pain, when he's not in pain. I wasn't sleeping. As in, this was I didn't even know what to do with him until one day I had an appointment with the autism advisory team. The lady said, "Okay, well, do." I said, I was really worried and really agitated because I didn't know how to manage the
mm,
child. It's just like he was just going like I don't even know what to use. So she
mm,
said she referred me to a course, and the course is called is a community run course. It's called Managing Children with Additional Needs.
mm,
And I went to that course. You know, God just had a way of ordaining my steps
mm.
because He can. And at some point, and these are the things that happened that made me realize that you know what, God has my back. God
Hallelujah.
is with me because some things just kind of fell in place.
Please,
So I
yeah.
went to this course called Managing Children with Additional Needs, and I met my dear friend, my sister Abina. Um,
Is
um,
Abina online?
yeah,
Abina, if you're online, please comment. God bless
yeah.
you. Please go on.
I met her there, and that day I'd never seen her before. She'd never seen me before. I'm from
Mm,
Nigeria. She's from Ghana. She lives just around the corner, north of my street, not that close to me.
mm,
And we kind of clicked after the course. And that day, I went home with her, had a cup of coffee. We came back to my house, shared another cup of coffee. At this time, our son was echolalic, mine was nonverbal.
mm.
So what did we do? We came together, we formed a bond,
Wow.
and we started from that point the journey. We were
Mm,
everywhere. She introduced me to Parent Support Network, and
mm,
I introduced her to a program I was going to, Gracie Space, while I was looking for social interaction, intervention, and everything. And we were just working together. Where I brought this in, not only that I found strength and support in the friendship and
yes.
bond, we also used each other to build social environment for the children.
Wow.
Because if you have a child that is autistic,
Mm,
every child um, presents autism in different ways.
yes.
Some can be very boisterous, some can
Mm,
be very calm, some can be verbal, some can be
mm,
non-verbal. I think Daniel was one that was very um, unsettled, if I can say, in a
mm,
way. He just can't stay still. And
mm,
what we'll do is we were just like, so I wasn't comfortable taking him to places or parties or anything. So between myself and Abina, we used the children and our relationship to teach the children socialization. So
mm,
we always say that, oh, Daniel and our son will not play together, but they like being in each other's company.
mm,
And then we realized that the when we go to school, there's a lot of, and we started going to like conferences, seminars, all sorts. Because another thing that we did is finding information, finding
So you
support,
educated yourself, yeah.
educating ourselves. We both
Mm,
went for this course called Unknown More Than Words program, which is more like a speech and language therapy course that parents and carers and what's it called can attend. So we did all of that, and yeah, so that also really really helped me. And
mm,
one thing I can say is I did not isolate myself.
yep.
I would say I went into hibernation because I was sad, I
Mhm,
was depressed, I was worried about the future at a point.
mm,
This was before the turning point. I was
mm,
depressed. And even at the time when I'd come to terms with it and I was running with it, there was one day that, and that's why it's always good to have a friend, you
mm,
know, whatever you're going through, have a friend that can relate.
mm,
Your friends and family, or your family or immediate family, may say to you, it is well, it is okay. What will go on in your head is, you don't get it, you're not
yeah,
in my shoes.
yes.
But if someone who is going through similar experience says, you'll be fine, it goes a long way,
Mm,
because I know you know what I'm talking about. What I'm saying that I'm not vocalizing. I remember one day we went somewhere and I was exhausted. I wasn't sleeping. I'd had
mm,
accumulated
mm,
sleepless nights. I was I was just not there, and I broke down. And I think that was the very first time, if not the only time, that I actually ever cried about Daniel's
mm,
condition. And
mm,
Abby said, Bola,
mm,
all will be well. God
mm,
gave you this child because He knows you're the one that can give Him that kind of
yeah,
love that He needs to flourish. Oh my God.
it's true.
Take that in. That was deep.
And that is so true.
And she said that, and
You really are the kind of person that can give that kind
I
of love.
felt shivers. we
Mm,
were, she may not remember, but we were at Bedwell Community
mm.
Center for one of, because we took the children everywhere and anywhere. Say
So this
there's
is
something for send
like
children, play therapy, this therapy, music therapy. We took them everywhere, because in my head I'm thinking, I'm gonna give this thing everything, whatever
everything.
it is that this
Oh,
child needs. I'm not gonna look back 10, 5, 15, 20 years and say, oh, I wish I knew about this, or I wish I did this.
mm,
Sometimes I'll speak to people, like for example, one of the things that really helped me is listening to other people and leveraging on other people's experience. I
mm,
remember when at Edmonton Church, when Daniel was much younger, also there was one day that one of the sisters there, Sister Jumoke, who has an older son who is on the spectrum too. She looked at me when I was stressing out over Daniel because it just couldn't have it, wouldn't have it. And she said to me, I'm going to tell you something. Don't overcompensate for this child's condition.
mm, mm,
Whatever you do for his older ones,
yes,
do for him. However, you will discipline the older ones, discipline him.
mm, mm,
Who praise the older ones for, praise him for it. Do not overcompensate for this child. That was
oh,
another turning point,
mm,
because I listen and I am a talker.
mm,
I don't keep I don't go spreading my dirty linens on the line.
mm,
However, I know when not to keep quiet.
yeah, yeah. To
You
bottle
know,
it. So
yeah.
yeah.
So I did that, and that kind of changed the way I saw
Mm,
my son. And I think a few weeks later, I called her and I said, "Can I come and see her?" Because I
mm,
wanted to tap into her experience.
yes, exactly. With an
Someone will
older
come to
child.
church,
Yeah.
will sit down, will be calm. And I'm thinking, why can't mine be like this? I wanted
Mm,
to understand because I went out, all out to seek information, support, understanding, knowledge, everything there is. I went
mm,
out. And she said to me, it's because he's not sleeping well. When he starts to sleep, he will start. getting calmer and all of that.
Mm.
That's one thing she said to me. I was at her house, it was MLM said. And she also, so while we were there talking and everything, of course, she could relate to what
What
she's
you
been
were
down that journey. And her son went to the kitchen and he made his pack lunch for school the next day, for college,
doing.
college the next day. And I was like, wow. In my head, I kept that.
Yes.
I started to see one day Daniel packing his bag and
Yeah.
lunch. And that's where we are now.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. So, what you saw, what you took in, what you visualized, what you agreed with is manifesting for you. There was something you said that I just thought to go on. So, you poured everything, that you could of yourself into Daniel. Obviously, that would have an impact on you. And what about the impact on, your other children, his siblings?
Okay, so the impacts on my other children. So all this time, because I became very monofocused, my older boys were still in secondary school all this while.
Mm,
And I lost track of their progress.
mm,
People who know me know that I am very much into my children. I'm very much into their academics, their behavior, values, everything. I'm just very,
Especially the academic. If you wanted to know which syllabus, which book to buy for, which course for, what SAT exam for, what GCSE, where to, is what I used to go to. The everything she would tell you. Research
so
on. Mm.
yeah, I lost track of things. They became invisible to me,
Mm.
and I more or less left them to get on with it.
Wow.
And until I started receiving letters, and because they saw what I was going through, they weren't bothering me.
Mm.
They just kind of left me to be. One thing they said one time, which was funny, was, "Oh God, we thought you were going to have a girl, and we were both thinking, oh, when she has a girl, she will ignore us, she will not have time for us. Now you have a boy, it's even worse. You might as well have just had a girl, because
Mm.
this one that says you have a boy, and with this condition, you don't even see us anymore." And that
Wow.
really broke my heart. And school would send letters like, oh, Sam did not have equipment, Sam did not hand homework in,
Mm.
like I was being called for to come and pick. They went to school outside of Stevenage, which if you miss the school bus, there's no way of getting home other than for your parent to pick you up. So whenever
Mm.
Sam had detention, I had to come back from work, get Daniel from preschool, and I'll just say to him, you know what, I'm not picking you up until I've sorted your brother out. So you're gonna have to wait for me on the streets of
Mm.
Buntingford. And then
Mm.
I'll drive down and I'll drive back and I'll give him all the yabby yabby yab in the
Although,
car. And that was when I realized that no,
mm.
something's got to change. I need that
Mm.
balance.
Mm.
Even my husband is like, I left all of them to just get on with it because I faced it. And I think as a mother, I faced it. Also, I wanted to understand it so
Yes.
that I can guide them through.
I am too. Wow.
That model worked not because I knew it was going to work. I just
Mm.
believe that God just made it work
Mm.
because the family could have broken down.
Mm.
Because at that time, I didn't want to hear from anyone. As in, I
Mm.
just wanted to focus on Daniel.
Mm.
And when I said earlier that I hibernated, I became less sociable. I wasn't going out. I kind of cut ties with all my friends. People were not seeing me as much. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't because in my head I'm thinking
It's a lot to
what we're
juggle.
thinking about is
Yes.
different.
Mm.
Even when
Exactly.
we had family functions, I'll just tell my husband, you know what, you go. And
Mm.
I must say, my husband actually, in fairness to him, have been so good. He understood. He didn't know what to do, but I
Mm.
did have the space to show him what to do. But now he's there. I can leave Daniel and go away for 3 weeks, 2 weeks,
Mm.
and he gets it to the
Mm.
point now where what Daniel would not try with me, he will try with him. And once I'm out of the house, it's a case of don't call mommy, because it will go and wind him up. because he knows his savior, his savior is not here to come and save him, man. And so it's like I lost track, so I had to start rebuilding with them, getting
Mm,
the balance right, and
mm,
yeah. So and I think that really helped bring it
mm,
back, remembering to always bring them in, and then one of the programs that Daniel went to is Gracie Space, run by
mm,
Jessica Kufel. And
mm,
I used to talk to Jessica as well. And Jessica said to me, you need to let other people in. You need
mm.
to let other people do it.
Let
Because
other people
if
in.
I wanted to go to Tesco,
Mm,
I couldn't go without Daniel. I couldn't
mm.
step out of the house. There was one time I
Yes,
wanted
you
to
are
go out.
always with him. It's true.
Yeah, there was one time I
Always.
wanted. Yeah, there was one time I wanted to go out with my friends for dinner, and I had to wear pajamas out of the house and change in the car because and
Oh.
and one of the tips that I got from discussing this situation, because it really really gets to me, is that get an hour glass, get a minute glass. Start with, I'm going to Tesco, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Make sure you're back in 20 minutes. I'm going to
Mm,
this place, I'll be back in 1 hour. And that has really helped because even now, they will say, Mommy, where are you going? I'm going to Auntie Dial's house. When are you coming back?
mm.
And then we went to, I'm
So
coming back
he
in one
needs
hour.
to know. So
He
you
needs to
know,
know.
and
I'm coming
yes.
back in. So one of the things that really helped me or helps me
Mm,
is I try to understand him. I
mm.
don't try to make him like his brothers. I don't try to make him like me.
Very
I
important.
walk with him where he is.
Very important.
So, which leads me to advocating for your children,
Yes.
advocating for our children. Because
Yes.
if we don't advocate for them, who is
Mm,
going to say,
mm,
look at an average family that does not have a son child. You haven't
mm.
got a son, niece, or nephew, or whatnot. That is
Please
the world.
let our viewers know what send means because most
Son
people might.
means special education needs. Yeah. So if they don't have a child with any condition whatsoever,
Mm,
that is the world they know.
yeah, exactly.
If we don't do things like we're doing now, if we don't go out there and advocate for these children, speak for these children, speak out loud,
Mm,
how are they ever going to embrace our children in the society?
yes.
Because this is, for some of us, this is our reality.
Yeah.
This is our reality.
Yes. And
Our
you know,
reality.
since we've been talking, sorry, I was thinking to myself, I've been thinking to myself as I sat here, and I'm thinking to myself, yes, I can say that I was Bola's friend, I was there, but most of what you're saying, we didn't know. It's just when we see you, we'll see you in church, we'll see you, and like everything is okay. I'm not thinking like, wow. So she was going through all this, and this is the reality. This is the reality of what it is that you had to face. I remember when you said that, I remember there was some time where, you had to structure things around, him eating McDonald's. And then you were like, you did an advocate, you went to KFC and you told them, prepare this for, that's just, that is a mother that knew that she had to do what was required for a child. I found that really, really, really inspiring. Yes, please just share that story with us. And I really want to, for you to just start to then, how did you then, as we begin to round up, because it's almost an hour now, time flies so fast.
I think we need a part two.
Yeah, you need a part two, honestly. But for me, it's like, how did you start to find yourself? What led to you finding yourself? But share that. I want people to hear because I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Whether your child has autism or any special needs, how do you stand up? You stood up with an entire organization for your child. I think that's very profound.
Yeah. So you wanted me to talk about the Burger King experience, or
Yes,
how?
Burger King experience before you start.
Okay.
Your own
So the
journey.
Burger King experience is Daniel was a picky eater. He wouldn't eat anything, and I've tried all sorts of diets because people say if you do this casein diet, you do this diet, that diet, it will talk. And I tried everything. He wouldn't even have it. So we were doing McDonald's every day for like 3 years non-stop. And then when
Okay.
we stopped, we moved on to Burger King. And Burger King, he will say, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this. So it got to the point that when we get there, I will have to say, okay, can we have this, without that? And it wasn't on their menu.
Mm,
So one time I went away and one of my friends had him and took him there and bought the normal package for him and he wasted it. So
mm,
that was a light bulb moment. So I came back and I was like, we can't have this. Other people have to be able to do it. So I went
mm,
into them and I said, can I speak to the manager? I said to the manager, okay, this is my son. We come here every day. This is what he has. Can we do something? Can we have, this is how he has his order. Can I print it, give it to you, stick it on, called Daniel's menu, so that
wow.
whenever he comes, even if I'm not here, once they say Daniel's menu, your staff will know and they'll just do it. So it got to a point, and decided doing that, and it got to a point that on Sundays he will go in. Once he's stepping into Burger King, before they even get to the till, they are already preparing.
Can you?
They're already preparing his meal, and I'll be like, oh, okay. So we just get there. So, oh, we know, just pay. We know what you're paying. And
Um,
yeah, so we did that for a while. And
mm,
we did that for a while and then we move and we move. But to the glory of God, his palate has really changed now. He's
mm,
eating a lot more varieties
mm,
because I don't hold him back. I
mm,
I don't hold him back. I don't limit him.
mm,
I let him just go and find your food. If you swim, good. If you
mm,
sink, we'll save you.
mm,
So he goes to a youth club locally now for 2 hours on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Saturdays. Since he's been going there, he will just come back. He was having to have mac and cheese with
mm,
garlic bread. He will have pasta bake. He will have even things that he wasn't having.
mm, mm.
He will have all of those sort of things. So that's that. If I move on swiftly, because I'm conscious of people's time, to what was the turning point for me? I think it got to a point where
Sorry, before you move on, please, if anybody has any questions, you can drop them. So I'll just go through them. I'll go through some of the comments in a few minutes. Sorry, Bala, go on. Yeah.
yeah, so it got to a point when I think he's kind of getting independent. He's being able to do stuff. He's walking to school by himself. Some days he'll walk back. Some days, and he's getting to that point where, because I didn't hold him back, and I
Mm,
don't want him to hold me back either. So I allowed him,
mm,
and I just got to the point where I'm thinking. One time I just thought, what was I doing with my life before this condition? Because it felt like the condition took over my whole
mm,
life. I lost myself completely, as in. So what was I doing with my life? So I started to make conscious efforts. I started being intentional about myself. And one day I woke my husband up and I said, I need a break. I just need to get away. So he
mm,
said, don't worry, take my card. So I booked myself on a solo holiday to Malta. I went away and I said, please don't call me. But I had to really be strong to say, no, if they call me, I won't pick up. Just deal with it. And I went on a 3 night solo trip to Malta just to breathe. And I enjoyed that because I was able to, um, it was more like, what's it called for me? Retreat,
mm,
because I was able to take account. I was able to plan for each child, my next steps, what I want to do with myself, what I would
mm,
like to be doing. And I came back and I've been doing that. Like I said to myself, I want to be able to travel the world like I've always planned to do. I want to be able, and I started to reconnect with my old friends, you know, started working on all sorts and, just getting myself back into reality of myself.
mm,
So by that time, I'm able to balance things. What age did Daniel start talking? I think Daniel started talking around 6 and a half.
mm,
Yeah, he started talking around 6 and a half, and yeah, it started with single words, and then phrases, and we were taught to speak to him in short phrases, coming down to his level. So it's not
mm,
like I'm up here and I'm talking to him, so come down to his level. All of these techniques I learned during the modern word course. Come
mm,
to his level. We also used PECs. I went to learn sign along,
mm,
but he was obviously didn't want to sign.
mm,
So we started using PECs. PECs is picture exchange communication.
mm,
So we label everything in the house: cup, toilet, um, fridge, door, plate, cupboard, everything, TV. So when he's pointing, we're saying, oh, Sally, TV. When he wants a drink, we're saying, oh, cup, cup, cup.
Mm.
So gradually, I mean,
Gradually.
yeah, he started repeating words, and then he started phrases. And then Miss, I would say, like, mommy, go out. No, mommy, come. No,
Mm.
that,
Mm.
which made sense. And now
Yes.
we just say, when you say, Daniel, where is daddy? Daddy has gone to work. Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
God is awesome. God is awesome. And that's how you then started to, get yourself back, go back to work and
yeah.
and all that. So let me just read. So Ayo has said, thank you so much for sharing, Bola, being open and honest
Thank
about your
you.
situation and your connection with God
Thank you.
as instance as been a purpose for Daniels. I thank you. There's something I want us to touch on as we start to round up. Something that I think is really important that you shared. So some people, you know, have children that are on the spectrum or, are dealing with one thing or the other. And they are not even able to share it. They're hiding it, because of that stigma, because of that shame, because of how they're feeling. What would you say to them?
Okay, what I'll say is everybody is at different stages
Mm,
in this journey, and everybody deal with things differently. What I'll say is don't let it be too long.
mm,
It takes effort. It's not easy. I can't say, oh, knock on the head, you shouldn't be doing that. No, I can never
mm,
say that.
mm.
Don't let it be too long. Because one thing I believe in is talk therapy.
Yes.
I It's talk therapy, and
Mm,
that helps. It doesn't have to be talk among a million of people. It can just be one person. And with regards to the child, I know some people don't like to express or let others know, or just this is me and this is me, and I want it to be private. There's no harm in that,
mm,
being private. But at the same time, look at it on the flip side. How would the society embrace these children? How would the society embrace this family? How would the society know to support this family? I know sometimes it's really difficult. I didn't take Daniel to Nigeria for a long time because I could not handle pity. Don't
mm,
pity me. Do not pity me.
mm,
No, I'm not sick. Do not pity me.
mm.
If you want to support me, if you don't know how to, ask me.
Yep.
Even a smile is enough.
Mm,
How are you is enough. I know people genuinely want to help, but they don't know how to help. So some will stay away, some will just feel sorry for you.
mm.
How long are you going to feel sorry for me for? This is my reality.
Very
And
true.
what I've experienced is if I'm not going around moping around, it's difficult for you to see me as a sorry case. Because the
Mm,
energy you need to up your own energy, I brought it to you already. So you're going to have to up
yeah,
again,
meet
right?
me up. Yeah, exactly.
Where I am.
Hmm.
Sorry, somebody just said, how
Yes.
did you get into secondary school? Okay, school, quick one. Daniel never went to mainstream school because I'm a realist and I'm practical. He wasn't talking at the time he was meant to start primary school. I didn't see how he was going to cope in a classroom of 30 children. And I just knew that that wasn't it. And I'm glad I made that decision because he went to a special needs school, and he was really supported at the school. And to be honest, I would say most of what he has is from school.
Mm,
I've only just
yeah.
given him the push and the support he needs
So, yeah.
to
Also
excel
our
in
home.
school.
Yes. To
Yeah.
us.
So getting to secondary school is just straight on to what's it called? Pri- Primary school is just straight on to the
Mm,
secondary school.
mm,
And yeah, and he loves school. He loves the routine. I've never seen
mm.
a child that comes home on the last day of school and say, "Mommy, when is school going back?"
Before it's even ended. And he's such an intelligent boy, you know. We really thank God. Okay, I don't know if we have any more questions. Um, and really just to really round up, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Bola, for being so vulnerable. Thank you for being a voice. I actually see you as an advocate for mothers. I actually see you. In fact, you're a consultant because the amount of information that you have. I remember you were even telling me about how you actually sourced out a small cinema that seats only was it 10 or 15 people. So with the cinema, you were able to teach him how to socialize first of all in cinema before he then went into the beginning. You know, you've got hands-on tips.
Yeah.
So what next with all this information? I know that there are few people online. We might know people that need support. We might know I'm advocating for Bola. In fact, I'm putting myself as the manager. Ife, I'm sending Bola to you. Ife is online. So Bola is going to be working with Ife with the consultancy thing that they are doing, But yes, I know that Bola has something in store because somebody said this at the beginning. I can't remember. I think it's Ayodele Onian because he's been posting some amazing stuff. He said at the beginning of that is like, God allowed this to happen, because of also your purpose and your destiny. And when we spoke, that was what I said to you. So what's
Mm.
next? What are the places? Where can people find help? How can people find you? How can you support people? I already know somebody already that have messaged that. Are you online? The person said I've been here since, how can, please tell us before we
Yeah.
round.
Okay. So I have a Instagram page. Yeah, which is B_Loy at autism up space. Is very new. I've just started to be active on it, to be honest with you.
Oh, we'll
And
push. They're going to
also,
drop it in a few minutes. So
yeah,
yes.
please drop it in. And also, I do collaborate with other groups. Yeah, I do collaborate with other groups. I collaborate with Moms Reignite, which is run by Gifty. Gifty is on. Gifty, please, if you can drop the link as well, if you have it, Andy, or the name on Instagram. Yeah, so I do collaborate and support Moms Reignite as well, which is a group of women working in the community and creating like the right atmosphere and support and what's it called? Many things. There's just so much information out there. So, sorry, my line of thoughts kind of got distracted now. Okay, so basically, where next from here? I'm also doing courses because I've got all this natural experience, and so I thought, okay, I need to formalize this, and I need to foster and continue to learn more about this condition. So I've just finished a course in autism, level 4 in autism. I'm starting a new course called autism coaching. I
Oh,
intend to be,
wow.
yeah, I intend to be an autism counselor or a therapist. And
Mm,
also, next is all of these are in the pipeline. This is just a starting point. And once they're out, I will put it out there on my Instagram page, on my collaborative pages as well, and also to have a kind of a forum like this that is predominantly for families with children with special needs. The
very,
reason is
very
this
much.
is my story. My story is my story.
Mm,
This is not the next person's story and
mm,
the next person's story.
mm,
We all have our story. And the
mm.
more we get the world to know our story, the more the world embraces our children, embraces what we're going through, recognizes our challenges, our struggles, and
Mm.
also how we celebrate our little wins.
Yes, very important.
And it's very important because, and the more the society know about all of this,
Yep.
the happier place I believe it will be, because what you don't know, you don't know.
Yes.
You
Especially
know,
the African, and ethnic minority
with the
society where
community.
we see it as stigma, we see it as shame, we don't educate ourselves, we keep it quiet, we internalize, we suffer in silence. No, we need to speak up. it's not a disease, it's not a taboo, it's embracing. And when you said that you're going to be an autism coach, so is that for the parents or is that for the children? I just
Um,
wanted to clarify.
it's no, it's going to be for the parents, because if the parents are in a good place, what I found is when I was became or when I got to a good place,
Yes.
I was able to care and provide what is required. If the parents
Totally.
are not in a good place, the child will eventually suffer. So let's start from the root cause,
I
not the
totally
root cause
agree.
of the disease, but from the caring source.
Hearing source.
Because if
Totally
you're in
agree.
a good place, you will be able to give your best. So it's more for the parents.
And the reason why I ask this, so I'm a therapist. And as much as, yes, I can work with a parent of a child, that has autism, yes, I can do this, if they need someone to talk. But I feel that the level of empathy that you will be able to give someone that has worked in it would be a lot more, than someone that has not actually worked in it. So I just thought it's important. Who is that knows my full? Who is showing me for who I really am? That name distracted me, but well, thank you so much for putting the evening. Thank you. So who is this Ayodele Onielo? I need to know who this is that knows my before name. That got my attention. But yeah, thank you so much. And I've noticed your contribution, really profound. So yes, thank you for Bola for really coming on for those things you've aligned. So because I am in that field, you can be sure that I'm coming. I'm going to ensure that we toil it together. But while we're waiting, if you do feel that you need somebody to talk to again, I'm on here. I'm on Instagram, a story before glory. Please feel free to reach out. I also have my coaching and therapy outfit, which is wholeness on all platforms as wholeness. Please, 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 we want to support each other. We want to be there for each other. We want to don't suffer alone. Don't suffer in silence. And if you reach out to me, you're not able to find Bola's details, reach out to me. I'll link you. Gifty, please, we're waiting if you can drop. But if not, reach out to Story Before Glory or reach out to Wholeness Coaching and Counseling or Ronke Adebayo on all platforms. And then I'll link you with Bola. One last word, Paula. Thank you, everybody. Acknowledge all the comments, that you shared with us. We're so grateful. Adeshala says, Bolingo, thank you for educating us and sharing your experience. Very
Okay.
instructive. Well done. Um, Wumi says, thank you for sharing your story. Looking forward to reading your book soon. I love that, Wumi. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, me.
Thank you for that prophetic declaration. A book for me.
Okay. Yeah, because
um,
I've been trying to complete the book, but you know what? I'm going to get onto it and
yes.
just
Well
finish
done,
it.
sis.
It's
Great
been a while.
encouragement for all.
Thank you.
Don't worry, you have the right people to push you. And it says Daniel is blessed having you as a mom. I
Oh,
agree, my
thank
dear
you.
friend. Thank you for sharing. As Ayodele. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll advertise. I just want to see if there's any more. Yes, there's another one. Teju says, "Thank you for sharing your story. Please assign the God factor. What did what did you do? I mean, what is someone's moved it? I can't find it again. Let me go back. But I think you've covered it. Yeah. What did you what did you do? Think really assisted. What do you think really assisted Daniel in the physical, e.g., speech? Somebody keeps scrolling it up. Speech was it speech therapy that but I think that was before you covered it because that was since at 9:10.
Yeah,
Speech
that's what.
therapy. Yeah, e.g., speech therapy. I think you've mentioned all the things you
Yeah, I
did.
did. We did speech therapy. I trained to do speech therapy with him. Did lots of speech exercises, lots of like supplements. I just
Mm.
did everything really. Just did everything really.
I'm sure Bola has a long list. So the person that asked the question, please, if you want to reach out to Bola directly, or if not, reach out to me. We'll look for how to link you, because I think somebody else too that I know personally on the line has asked a few questions, so we can always link you. So thank you, everybody. It's 1:20. Well, I said 1:20. We've been on for 1 minutes. See you next month. We're here every month with one topic or the other, whether we're here or we're on a Zoom line. And Bola, thank you again. Love you, my dearest
Thank
friend.
you. Thank you
Thank God
so
for
much
your
for
life.
having me. It's been wonderful. And
Thank you for what you keep doing. You know, yeah.
thank you. And
Go
thank
on.
you, everyone. I'm really glad you can make it. I really appreciate you. I love you all. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you, all my friends from Africa. That's the network. You really
Beautiful.
made it. Thank you all, everyone. Thank you for showing up. And
Mm.
we move.
Yes, so see, woman of action, did you hear? And we move. Always
We
moving.
move.
Okay, good night,
All
everybody.
right.
And
Good
we'll
night,
see.
everyone. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.